You are going to read 11 statements, and I need you to be honest, completely honest. Not with me, with yourself. Because if even 3 of these signs apply to your life right now, the next 10 years of your financial life are already written, and you are not going to like the ending. But here is the good news. Every single one of these signs can be fixed today with a system. Not willpower, not motivation, not a second job. A system. Let us find out where you stand. Here is what we are doing today. I am going to walk you through all 11 signs, one by one. For each sign, I am going to show you the exact math behind why it is destroying your wealth. A real-life example of what it looks like in practice. And the exact fix you install to reverse it permanently. By the end of this video, you will know exactly which of these 11 signs are active in your financial life right now, the precise dollar amount each one is costing you over 10 years, and the specific system upgrade that eliminates each one. This is not a scare video. This is a diagnostic tool. We are running your financial operating system through a full debug, identifying every bug and installing the fix. Stay with me through all 11, because sign number 9 is the one that catches the most people completely off guard. My name is Zishan, and welcome to the Wealth Operating System, where we treat personal finance like an engineering problem. Let us debug your financial future.
Sign 1. You have no emergency fund. If your car broke down tomorrow and the repair costs $1,500, where does that money come from? If the answer is a credit card, you have sign 1. Here is the math. The average unexpected expense in the USA hits $1,400. In the UK, approximately £1,200. In Europe, similar figures across major cities. Without an emergency fund, every single unexpected expense becomes debt. And that debt comes with a cost. The average credit card interest rate in the USA right now is 24.37%. In the UK, approximately 21%. In Europe, varying, but never cheap. Let us run the real numbers. You put $1,400 on a credit card at 24% interest. You make minimum payments of approximately $35 per month. It takes you 5 years and 3 months to pay it off. You pay $883 in interest alone. On a $1,400 emergency, you pay $2,200 total. That $883 in extra interest, that is the tax you pay for not having an emergency fund. And this happens not once, but every single time life throws something unexpected at you. Car repair, medical bill, boiler breakdown, job gap. Every emergency goes on the card. Every card balance compounds. Over 10 years, the average person without an emergency fund pays approximately $8,000 to $15,000 in pure unnecessary interest. Money that could have been invested. Money that could have been building wealth instead of servicing crises. The fix? Install this today. Open a separate savings account. Name it Emergency Fund. Set up an automatic transfer of $200 per month on payday. Before rent, before groceries, before anything. Target 3 to 6 months of expenses. In the USA, aim for $8,000 to $15,000. In the UK, $6,000 to $12,000. Once it is funded, it stays there. It is not a savings account. It is insurance against the credit card trap. Bug identified, fix installed.
Sign 2, your net worth is going down every month. Pull out your phone right now. Add up everything you own. Subtract everything you owe. If that number is negative or getting smaller every month, you have sign 2. Net worth is the only financial number that actually matters. Not your salary, not your credit score, not how nice your apartment looks. Your net worth, assets minus liabilities, is the real scoreboard of your financial life. Here is a real example. Sarah earns $55,000 per year in Chicago. She has $3,200 in her checking account, a car worth $18,000, but with $22,000 still owed on the loan, $8,500 in credit card debt, $31,000 in student loans. Sarah's net worth? Negative $40,300. Sarah is not poor. Sarah earns $55,000 per year, but Sarah is financially moving backward every single month because her liabilities are growing faster than her assets.
Over 10 years, if nothing changes, Sarah's net worth trajectory leads directly to financial destruction. The interest compounds, the debt grows, the wealth never arrives. The fix. Calculate your real net worth today. Write it down, then track it every single month. The moment you start measuring it, you start managing it. Set a target to increase your net worth by at least $500 per month. Through debt reduction, through investing, through cutting liabilities, any combination works, as long as the number moves upward every month. Bug identified, fix installed.
Sign 3. You are paying minimum payments on credit cards. You got the credit card statement, you saw the minimum payment, you paid the minimum, and you felt okay about it. That feeling is costing you a fortune. Here's the exact math that credit card companies do not want you to see. You have $6,000 in credit card debt at 24% interest. The minimum payment is approximately $120 per month. If you only pay the minimum, it takes you 8 years and 4 months to pay off $6,000. Total amount paid, $11,978. You borrowed $6,000, you paid back nearly $12,000. The bank made $5,978 from you on a $6,000 debt. That is almost doubling what you borrowed. And that money, $5,978, invested in an S&P 500 index fund over those same 8 years at 10% annual return, would have grown to approximately $13,000. So the real cost of that minimum payment habit is not $5,978 in interest. It is $13,000 in lost wealth building opportunity. Every month you pay the minimum, you are choosing the bank's wealth over yours. The fix? Debt avalanche method. List every debt, highest interest rate at the top. Pay minimums on everything. Then attack the highest interest debt with every extra dollar you have. When it is gone, roll that payment into the next one. A focused extra $200 per month on that $6,000 at 24% pays it off in 2 years and 1 month instead of 8 years and 4 months. Saves you $4,200 in interest. Frees up $320 per month to invest. Bug identified. Fix installed.
Sign 4. You got a raise and nothing changed. Remember your last raise? Where did that money go? If you genuinely cannot answer that question, you have signed 4. This is lifestyle inflation, and it is one of the most invisible wealth destroyers on this list. Here is a real example. Marcus gets a $6,000 annual raise at age 28. That is $500 extra per month. After tax, approximately $380. Within 6 months, Marcus has upgraded his apartment, $150 more per month in rent. He is eating out more, $80 extra per month. He upgraded his phone plan, $40 more per month. Added 2 new streaming services, $25 more per month. Total lifestyle upgrade, $295 extra per month. Marcus feels like he kept the raise, but financially, he captured only $85 of that $380 per month raise in actual wealth building potential. And even that $85 is probably disappearing somewhere invisible. Now, here is the math of what Marcus lost. If Marcus had redirected just $300 of that $380 raise into an S&P 500 index fund for 10 years at 10% average annual return, he would have accumulated approximately $57,000 in additional wealth. $57,000 from one raise in 10 years. Instead, he has a slightly nicer apartment and a phone he upgrades every 2 years. The fix? The 50% raise rule. Every time your income increases, immediately redirect 50% of the increase to your investment account before you see it. Automate it on the same day you receive the raise. You can enjoy the other 50%, but 50% goes directly to your future, automatically, every single month. Bug identified, fix installed. Sign 5. You have no investments outside of work. Your job is your only income. Your 401k, if you have one, is your only investment. And you are completely dependent on one company staying in business for your entire financial future. That is sign 5. Here is why this is dangerous. The average American changes jobs 12 times in their career. Every job change creates a gap, sometimes weeks, sometimes months, of zero income. Without investments outside of work, those gaps become financial emergencies. Additionally, if your entire financial future depends on your employer, you have zero negotiation power. You cannot walk away from a toxic job. You cannot take a calculated risk. You cannot pursue an opportunity, because the paycheck is the only thing standing between you and financial collapse. Here is the math of what starting outside investments at 28 versus 35 costs you. At 28, you invest $300 per month in a Roth IRA in the USA, or a stocks and shares ISA in the UK at 10% average annual return. By age 65, that $300 per month grows to approximately $1,160,000.
Starting at 35, same $300 per month, same 10% return. By age 65, approximately $678,000. The 7-year delay cost you $482,000. Nearly $500,000 lost because of 7 years of waiting. The fix. Open a Roth IRA today if you are in the USA, a Stocks and Shares ISA if you are in the UK, a low-cost brokerage account in Europe. Contribute the minimum to start, even $50 per month. Choose a total market index fund. Automate it, never touch it. Your job is not your wealth. Your investments are your wealth. Build them outside your employer starting today. Bug identified, fix installed.
You financed a new car. It felt smart. It felt responsible. It felt like adulting. It was one of the most expensive financial decisions you ever made, and you did not even realize it. Here is the math. A new car loses approximately 20% of its value the moment you drive it off the lot. In year 1, it loses another 10 to 15%. By year 5, the average new car has lost 50% to 60% of its original purchase price. Real example. James buys a new $32,000 car in Dallas. He finances it at 6.5% interest over 60 months. Monthly payment, $625. After 5 years, James has paid $37,500 total, including interest. His car is now worth approximately $13,000 to $15,000. He paid $37,500 for an asset now worth $14,000. That is a $23,500 loss in 5 years on one car. Now here is the wealth cost. If James had bought a reliable used car for $12,000 cash and invested that $625 per month into an S&P 500 index fund for 5 years at 10% annual return, he would have accumulated approximately $48,000. The difference between buying new and buying used, invested wisely, is approximately $34,000 in 5 years. Over 10 years of car buying decisions, the gap exceeds $100,000. The fix. Buy used. Always. Target vehicles 3 to 5 years old. They have absorbed the steepest depreciation already. Pay cash if possible. If you must finance, keep the term under 36 months and the interest rate below 5%. And never, ever finance a depreciating asset for longer than its useful life. Bug identified, fix installed.
Sign 7. You have no idea where your money goes. You got paid last Friday. Where is the money right now? If you genuinely do not know, you have sign 7, and it is costing you more than you think. Here is what the research shows. Studies by the National Endowment for Financial Education found that people who do not track their spending consistently overspend by 20% to 30% per month compared to their estimates. Real example. Emma earns $4,500 per month take home in London. She estimates she spends about $3,800 per month and saves $700. When she actually tracks everything for 1 month, the real number is $4,350 in spending. She is saving $150, not $700. The $550 difference per month, $6,600 per year, is disappearing into subscriptions she forgot about, food delivery that adds up invisibly, impulse purchases under $30 that never feel significant in the moment. Over 10 years, that $550 per month, invested at 10% annual return, would have been worth approximately $113,000. Emma is losing $113,000 over 10 years to spending she can't even see. The fix? The 1-month audit. For exactly 30 days, track every single dollar you spend. Every coffee, every delivery, every subscription. Use a simple notes app or spreadsheet. At the end of 30 days, categorize everything. The result will shock you. Then, build your automated system around the real numbers, not the estimated ones. Bug identified, fix installed.
Sign 8. You are counting on Social Security or state pension. Your retirement plan is to work until 65 and collect your government check. I need you to hear this clearly. That plan is not a plan. Here is the reality. In the USA, the average Social Security payment in 2026 is approximately $1,850 per month. In one of the cheapest cities in America, a 1-bedroom apartment averages $1,100 per month. After rent, you have $750 for food, utilities, transportation, healthcare, and everything else. In the UK, the full state pension pays approximately $11,502 per year, $958 per month. The average 1-bedroom apartment in a mid-sized UK city costs $750 to $900 per month.
The government check covers survival, not living. And here is the mathematical reality that makes this even more urgent. The Social Security Trust Fund in the USA is projected to face significant shortfalls by 2033, meaning benefits could be reduced by up to 23% unless Congress acts. The UK state pension age keeps rising, currently moving towards 67 and projected to reach 68 by 2046. The government retirement system was designed for a world where people lived to 70. People now live to 85, 90, even 95. A 30-year retirement on a government check is mathematical impossibility for most people. The fix. Treat Social Security and state pension as a bonus, not a foundation. Build your own retirement system through consistent investing in tax-advantaged accounts. 401k and Roth IRA in the USA, workplace pension and ISA in the UK, equivalent accounts in Europe. Your retirement security cannot depend on a government promise. Bug identified? Fix installed.
Sign 9. You lifestyle creep silently. This is the one I warned you about. The one that catches the most people completely off guard. Because it does not feel like a mistake when it is happening. It feels like progress. Lifestyle creep is not buying a Lamborghini. It is not a dramatic overspend. It is the slow, silent accumulation of small upgrades that individually feel completely reasonable, but collectively destroy your wealth-building capacity. Real example, and this is brutally common. At 25, Daniel spends $2,800 per month. At 28, after 2 promotions, Daniel spends $3,900 per month. At 32, Daniel spends $5,100 per month. At 35, Daniel earns $85,000 per year and still cannot save more than $400 per month. Each upgrade made sense in isolation. The nicer apartment? He deserved it after the promotion. The better car? He needed reliable transportation. The gym membership, the meal kit subscription, the upgraded phone, the business casual wardrobe, all justifiable individually. But the combined effect is that Daniel's expenses grew at exactly the same rate as his income for 10 years. His savings rate never improved. His investment contributions never scaled. His wealth never compounded. At 35, Daniel earns twice what he earned at 25 and has roughly the same financial security. The math of what Daniel lost, if he had kept expenses at $3,200 per month after his first promotion and invested the difference of $1,900 per month for 7 years at 10%, his portfolio would be worth approximately $218,000 today. Instead, he has a nicer life and $218,000 less in wealth. The fix. Set a lifestyle ceiling at your current income level. Every raise, 50% goes to investments before lifestyle adjusts. Track your savings rate, the percentage of income you save and invest every single month. If your income goes up but your savings rate stays the same, lifestyle creep is winning. Bug identified, fix installed.
Sign 10. You have no financial goals with deadlines. What is your financial goal? I want to be wealthy someday. Someday is not a deadline. Someday is where financial dreams go to die. Here is the difference between a wish and a goal. A wish. I want to retire comfortably. A goal. I will have $800,000 invested by age 55 by contributing $650 per month to my index fund portfolio starting today. One has a number. One has a deadline. One has a monthly action. One can be measured, tracked, and achieved. Research from Dominican University of California found that people who write down specific goals with deadlines are 42% more likely to achieve them than people who only think about their goals. Real example. Lisa, age 29, sets this specific goal. She wants $500,000 invested by age 50. That gives her 21 years. Using the 10% average annual return of the S&P 500, she needs to invest approximately $580 per month starting today to hit that number. That is specific. That is measurable. That is achievable on a $60,000 salary. That is a goal, not a wish. The fix. Write down your retirement number today using the 25X rule. Your annual expenses multiplied by 25. Set the deadline. You target retirement age. Use a compound interest calculator to find your required monthly contribution. Automate that exact amount on payday. Review progress every 6 months. Bug identified, fix installed. Sign 11. You think you have time. This is the most dangerous sign on this entire list. More dangerous than credit card debt. More dangerous than no emergency fund. More dangerous than lifestyle inflation. Because every other sign on this list can be fixed in a month. This one gets worse every single day you believe it. Here is the mathematical reality of waiting.
Person A starts investing $400 per month at age 25. By age 65, at 10% average annual return, they have approximately $2,550,000. Person B waits until 35, thinking they have time. Same $400 per month, same 10% return. By age 65, approximately $905,000. The 10-year delay cost person B $1,645,000. $1,645,000. Lost. Forever. Unrecoverable. Because compound interest is not linear, it is exponential. The longer it runs, the more powerful it becomes. And every year you delay, you are not just losing that year's returns, you are losing the compounded returns of every future year built on top of it. The people who retire wealthy are not smarter than you. They are not luckier than you. They did not earn more than you. They just started earlier, and they never stopped. The fix. Start today. Not next month, not after the holidays, not when things settle down. Today. Open the account today. Set up the transfer today. Even $50, even $100. The amount matters far less than the date you begin. Because the most expensive thing in your financial life is not what you spend. It is what you wait to start. Bug identified, fix installed.
Let us do the full system diagnostic. 11 signs that your financial future is in danger. Sign 1, no emergency fund. Install a $200 per month automatic transfer to a separate account today. Sign 2, net worth going down. Calculate it today. Track it every month. Sign 3, minimum credit card payments. Install the debt avalanche method immediately. Sign 4, raises disappearing. Install the 50% raise rule on your next income increase. Sign 5, no investments outside work. Open a Roth IRA or ISA today, even $50 to start. Sign 6, buying new cars. Buy used, invest the difference, always. Sign 7, no idea where money goes. Run the 1-month audit starting today. Sign 8, counting on government pension. Build your own retirement system. The government check is a bonus, not a foundation. Sign 9, lifestyle creep. Set a lifestyle ceiling. Track your savings rate monthly. Sign 10, no specific financial goals. Write your retirement number down today with a deadline and a monthly contribution. Sign 11, thinking you have time. You do not. Start today. Now, I want you to be completely honest. How many of these 11 signs apply to your life right now? Drop the number in the comments. Just the number, no explanation needed. Because your number tells me exactly where you are and exactly what content to build next to help you fix it. And if this video felt like a mirror, if it showed you something true about your financial life, please subscribe. Because every single week we are dropping new system upgrades, built specifically for young professionals in the USA, UK, and Europe who refuse to let these 11 signs write their financial future. My name is Zeeshan. This has been the Wealth Operating System, and I will see you in the next upgrade.